Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat on the way in. What's going on, y'all? Did y'all hear the insanity on that panel? First, let's give our shout outs and our thank yous. Shout out to Louis Conyer. Y'all know I call Louis Conyer Louis because I'm Haitian, and of course I call him Louis, right? Wow. Okay, first, y'all know Louis be ear hustling like a mug on Clubhouse, right? Shout out to Louis, right? Louis be around the corner listening, writing notes, bring them back to the fam, and being like, "Hey, y'all see what they said?" So shout out to Louis, Louis Conyer. Y'all subscribe to his channel, check him out. Louis is a humble guy. He's soft spoken and but he's bringing us back homework. Shout out to Passport OG. Exactly, we did our homework. Z, yeah, he's bringing us back things to study and listen to. So yeah, and I'm gonna address this right now too to what Mr. Shook to you was saying, which is at least they aren't blaming Jermaine. Yeah, but they kind of are though, Mr. Shook to you, when they say American men. See, they're too cowardly. See, all this talk, American men this, men that. Say white men, stop being cowards, put your big girl panties on, grow some ovaries, and say white men. Who's writing the legislation? White men. Who's seriously against immigration from the South? White men. Who's seriously about legalizing immigrants? White men. Yes, that's white conservative men on the right, and then white liberal men on the left. White men, huh? And don't forget, one of the women on the panel said something along the lines that she used to date a very conservative white man from what she said, North Carolina, I think. Was it North or South Carolina? Huh? White men. Y'all are too cowardly to say white men. And there were women that voted with them and said they're bringing the families together. They're bringing women together. I think the young lady said, "You mean white women?" Huh? Wait a minute. Let me get this right. Black women in the 21st century and 2024, black women learned nothing from the Combahee River Collective, from black feminists, from black womanists. Y'all learned nothing about how white women work. You hear these women, one of them literally said, these women were raised to be mammies and no, she didn't say that. She was their patriarchy princess and I don't want us to get our heart broken. Wait a minute. Y'all think white women are gonna do what? Not have white children with white men? Yes, their population is going down. You can blame elite white men for that. Yes, there are white women that sound just like y'all, right? These political lesbian white women, these politically single white women, these he gotta buy me white women. Yes, those exist absolutely. But for the masses of white women, the 52% that voted for Trump even after he said grab him by the vagina, you think those white women are not gonna have white children for white men? Half of y'all on that panel are chasing after the same white men that those white women are. Uh-oh. That's why y'all were too cowardly to say white men. These women are men are stupid. How stupid are they if they have you advocating for the 4B movement? Let's call a thing, practicing the 4B movement in the black community, knowing white women are still going to have white men's kids. But yet these men are stupid. You're the political lesbian. You're the political single woman. You're the one throwing a fit. And by the way, these women are, once again, black women with this rule thing and not following the rules, even when they're dead ass wrong. I thought y'all were supposed to not be with men. One of y'all is engaged. The other one is married. What? Huh. Something ain't right. The math ain't mathing. And by the way, yes to the panel, yes to you women. Yes, absolutely. Yes, they're going to bring women from south of the border. Yes, they're going to immigrate women because those women are going to get with black men and get with white men. You're damn right. And they're going to get with their fellow Latinos, their Latino men. You're absolutely right. Yep. Huh? Those women were raised to worship white men also, like most of you on that goddamn panel. So those Latinas are going to come here to America, some of them with children, some of them not. The ones without children are going to probably end up with a Latino man, and their daughters are going to end up with a Latino, a white man, or a black man. Dear black women, do you know what you're doing? We're going to need women in Congress to do what? You forgot the women in Congress, the conservative white women in Congress voted with the conservative white men in Congress to ban abortions. You forgot. And the majority of white women, as much talk as they talk, they're always going to go bad on black women. Y'all are the true believers, not these other women. Wait a minute. You think Asian women are going to stab Asian men and white men in the back? Wait a minute. You think Asian women are built like that? I mean Americanized Asian women. You think Americanized Asian women are going to stab white men and Asian men in the back? Oh yeah, that's it. Huh. So you had a panel full of black women speaking about the 4B movement and if they could just get it to go global. Oh boy. And speaking about Universe 25, you mean the Mouse Utopia project? Huh? And y'all bringing up Princella, you mean the Munch? The political lesbian? Half of you on that panel still date men. And y'all follow Princella? Y'all listen to Princella? Black women and rules and normal and regulation and norms. No wonder y'all sound schizophrenic because y'all want I want a piece of that. Wait, I want a piece of that. I want a piece of that. I want a piece of that. Yeah, but those things are mutually exclusive. I don't care. I just want it, and I want it to make it work. I want to make it fit, but it's not gonna fit, ma'am. You're a naysayer. You don't believe in me. Okay. So let me get this right. Radical feminist black women who are in relationships with men, who also listen to Princella, who also want the 4B movement to go at least nationwide, who are admitting that the majority of women are pygmies or mammies or patriarchy princesses. What? Then they think that men will bring about Handmaid's Tale. These women speak about men, American men, some wanting to take the vote away from women. You mean white men wanting to take the vote away from women? Cowards. Say white men. Because, oh, wait a minute, black men are the most progressive men in Congress, and they often vote in line with the women. So, in other words, y'all are saying white men, y'all are just too cowardly to say it. Oh, and of course, y'all are pining after those same white men. Of course. So let's get it right. We've said it before. All these same-sex loving black women, and then the white man walk in the room, and all of a sudden they ain't same-sex loving no more. You see the chisel chin Chad they way, they not same-sex loving anymore. All that political lesbianism go out the window. Ain't that right, de Blasio's wife? Huh? So y'all talking all that crap and y'all refuse to say the name of God. Y'all refuse to say white men want to take the vote away from women. White men are pushing legislation to take away women's ability to choose whether they want to bring a life in this world or not. White men will probably be the ones to push a handmaid's tale type of situation if it was to ever come to that. No, instead of you saying white men, you say American men. Oh, you cowards. Huh? Now, we only got these two clips from Louis. Maybe these women have said something like that in the past, and I just missed it, of course. But based off of what we see with this panel, no. Right? The cowards are too cowardly to call it what it is. White men. Huh? You're absolutely right that what America will do is turn a blind eye to the immigrants coming south of the border, namely the women. You're absolutely right. Dear women, dear black women, dear radical feminist black women, you think you could hold America hostage with not having children? You think you could hold American technocrats and social designers and war planners got contingency plan on top of contingency plan on top of contingency plan on top of contingency plan. They have war plans for their goddamn allies. Huh. And you think your little tag group of temper tantrum throwing black women can garner enough support from other women who want to have sex with men. Many of them want to be mothers. You think you can get those women in significant enough number to turn on men to the point where men decide to bring about a handmaid's tale? Or you can pull enough women to your worldview where men force women in America to have their children by force. If y'all know what Mr. Z means, because the women were speaking in that vein. Huh. And Passport OG says, and y'all like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. Passport OG says, if those immigrant Latinos and their kids turn conservative, it's over. And a third of them will. If you look at the voting records, about a third of them will anyway. About a third of either those Latinos or their children win. I said win. Excuse me, will. And the further out you go, the more likely they are by that third or fourth generation to be conservative. But about a third of Latinos already, it might be a smidge more than a third now, already vote Republican. Huh. And understand these women are not, and this is why we speak about whether they have principles or not, or where they stand, because I guess this is what you would call kind of libertarian one-ish black women who like to like walk the line between conservative or liberal depending on what it is. Huh? Okay, fine. But one of the women said she straight up dated a conservative white man from North Carolina, which means she dated a racist white man from North Carolina who just was okay with piping her. You could have just came up the middle and been honest, ma'am. I was dating a racist white man that was okay with me because he found me attractive enough to F on me. Huh. So a panel full of black women are rehashing and relitigating stuff that you know the Combahee River Collective was talking about. How many decades ago was that? And they failed, and y'all will fail too. White women are not turning on white men. They're not. But have fun. You want to talk about Handmaid's Tale? Have fun being the mammy to white men. You know the original term for mammy? And being a little destructive Tasmanian devil within the black community. Have fun doing that. That's about as far as your destructiveness will go. That's about as far as white men will let you go. You be you imagine black women thinking they can pull enough white women to their side of not having white men's children, not marrying white men. Yes, white people's population is on the decline. Absolutely. Yes, we have the INCELS white men. Absolutely. And many of those white women are dating and marrying older, older white men. Many of them are dating and marrying non-white men, like black men. You think white women are going to be out here in the cold? How many women are built to be out here in the cold? And yes, I saw all the clips you put up. I am waffles. I clicked all of them. They're in my history. I watched a couple of them. I'm gonna do a whole separate stream on those. Right? Especially the one where the white woman's in the restroom and she's saying, just be single. Oh boy, just be alone. Yeah. Time to what I was saying just now. How many women are built for that? Indefinitely. Not I'm single and I know eventually I'll end up with somebody or somebody will find me. No, 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 no. How many women are built for the sisterhood? And that's it. And that's if you even find your little tribe. Huh? No intimacy from men, no sex with men, no children. The 4B movement, like y'all were celebrating. No dating men, no relationship with men, no sex with men, no children with men. How many women are built for that? Knowingly, I want to be very clear. Not I was playing the game and then I timed it wrong and then I found myself to be Claudia Jordan or Vivica A. Fox. No, no, no. I was into my career. No. Where that glimmer of hope is still there. No, no, no. Y'all kill the glimmer of hope. Listen, this is what we doing. We ain't having kids with men. We're not having sex with them. We're not dating them. We're not having children with them. How many women are built for that? Huh? Y'all want to play this game? Your nieces are crying in the car now, in their teens and 20s, about being single and lonely. They're recording themselves in the bathroom, in the car now, about being single and lonely. Your late 20-something-year-old and 30-something-year-old girl cousins are begging men to go on these speed dating and matchmaking events? Why aren't y'all showing up to the matchmaking events? And you think those women are going to join you with the 4B movement? Huh? To that panel, you think women are going to turn down the chocolate bar? Shout out to Toya. You think, notice I didn't just say black women. You think women are going to turn down the chocolate bar? You think white women, Asian women, other black women, Latinas are going to turn down the chocolate bar? Isn't some of your complaint that these black men, quote unquote, don't value black women and they would rather be with the some of the terms they use? Hispanicals. Boy, y'all love insulting other groups of people. Hispanicals, right? Exoticals, white women. Isn't that some of your complaint? So let me get this right. Black women think they're gonna give black men the middle finger, find the courage and muster up the resolve to stay single indefinitely and get their fill, get their sense of belonging, get their companionship from other like-minded women, namely like-minded black women. Dear panel, black women are already trying to do that, and they're failing at it. All across the hoods of America, black women are already doing that. That's why black women have the largest same-sex loving rate in America. They're failing at it. Even not Deborah Cooper, but Samantha Cooker said it. Black women be single for years on end. That panel was going on, and I'm like, wait a minute, what? Aren't y'all trying half these things already? Aren't y'all executing half these things already? Are How is this working? Oh wait, it's not, because you can't scale it, right? You can't scale it, huh? We're not even speaking about the fact that y'all got the 4B movement a little wrong, and it's not as many women in South Korea as you think it is, right? And I can't remember what I was either watching or reading, and and it's almost like they were responding to the Black Manosphere speaking about the 4B movement, and they were saying, first rule of Fight Club is not to talk about Fight Club. In other words, yeah, those women in South Korea are saying no, they're not part of this 4B movement, no, they're not feminists or whatever, but that's because they already know the repercussions of calling themselves feminists in South Korea, so they're disavowing that now, but they really secretly are. Okay, let's say you're right. Let's say you're right. And we're about to witness the South Korean population go extinct in the next few decades. And that benefits black women in America how? Look, we'll do it. We'll pull the pin on this grenade. This benefits black women in America how? Because what, white people are going to somehow save black women and let black men drown? They're already trying to do that to a certain extent, and that's failing too. Not to mention, you got men like Ed Blum that said, no, let black women drown also. That part. Number one. Number two, once again, isn't half of black women's complaint is that black men have options to date out, and many of them are executing those options to date out? Huh? Huh. So you have a panel full of black women that learned like nothing from black women of yesteryear, waging war on black men, secretly pining for white men, and being either radical feminists, political lesbians, politically single. Y'all learned nothing from the women of the past. Now you're talking about reading The Handmaid's Tale and catching up on your literature, et cetera, and how stupid men are, and how the world shouldn't be led by men and should be led by women. Okay, yawn. Women like you who learned nothing from the past. Yes, the world should be led by women like you, right? Huh. So you see them talking over each other. We do some of the same thing over here. They're talking over each other, and they're looking at what white men have done in America. And instead of saying white men, they say men or American men because they're cowards and they secretly want to be with these same men. It's always fascinating listening to women of color, black women specifically, pine for the same men that they criticize. I'm not talking about black men. You say the men will take the vagina if y'all don't give it, you mean white men. You're talking about these sex doll brothels where the men are breaking $12,000 dolls, you mean white men, right? And these men feel like these dolls aren't submissive enough, you mean white men. Y'all are too cowardly to say white men, clearly, right? Huh. What's going on, Dr. Thunder? So once again, shout out to Louis for finding this and posting it. I watched it when he first sent it to me, and I had some other stuff I wanted to cover, so I took me a couple days to get around to it. But yes, right. And for those of you that don't know what I'm referencing, links are in the description. Definitely part one. So the first video, I think y'all will find very um intriguing. It's about 22, 23 minutes long. Um yeah. And these are the type of conversations these women have on Clubhouse all the time. Right? These are the type of conversations they have all the time. And these are hardcore misandrists right here. These are hardcore misandrists, right? And as much as they want to paint their misandry as being primarily directed towards American men writ large, no, it's primarily directed towards black men, right? And this is radical feminist talk right here. Radical feminist misandrist talk. That's why I titled my video with the title. You have to ask yourself, how does this work for black women? So black women hold the black community hostage and make black men do what they want them to do, which is bow to black women. Wait a minute. Sounds like the black community now. And how is that working for black women exactly? The handful of brothers that do get their life together and get the resources on that high enough level, now just about a quarter of them run the opposite way for dear life to a non-black woman, right? The other brothers are talking about passport bros and SYSBM, and then the white men are doing what they always did and being honkies. If y'all ever heard about one of the reasons why people call white men honkies, they slide through, they honk, they beep beep, and then beep beep, and then they gone. And this is working for black women. How? So black women said men are stupid. These women on this panel are saying men are stupid, and yet white men got y'all exactly where they want y'all. So what you're really saying is black men are stupid. But then the black men with resources like that, or black men that can find them someone other than a black woman, just about a quarter of them more and more are marrying out. Huh. Yeah. Black women, are you sure you know what you're doing? Are you sure? Because for a group of people, I'm specifically speaking about this panel, for a group of people that's calling men stupid and mocking and make fun of men, you really mean white men, but okay, y'all are too cowardly to say white men because you can't make fun of God. Are y'all sure y'all know what y'all doing? Are you certain? Because what it looked like is that white men got y'all exactly where they want y'all, pun intended. You're saying racist, anti-black things about black men. You're misandrist. You're politically right, excuse me, politically extreme when it comes to black men. But you can't even say white men in a pejorative way because y'all are cowardly. You're okay with dating and being effed on by racist white men. Okay. And y'all see a second, y'all talk amongst yourselves. And we're back. And of course, it is a reckless streams. Y'all already know, right? Okay, I don't know. And there we go. Okay, and we're back. And like I was saying, it is a reckless stream. Y'all already know, right? So while I was gone, let's see what we have here. And the 18th letter says, and thank you for the super chat. Have you seen Chrissy's live stream about how she's turning away from the colorism now that that coward is trying to sail away in the sunset, just like you said? Man, look, man, that's the plan. Look, I looked at it as the rage economy, right? And I mean, her wish he would have picked me as lover. Shout out to Sarge Willie Pete. Said that he's not engaging in the gender war. So of course she's like, oh crap. Well, I can't rage bait him into ending up with me. So meh. I'm trolling. I'm trolling. I'm trolling. I'm doing too much. I'm doing too much. But yeah, no. I do think that we did have a couple of years, a lot of years of. I'm speaking about on social media of this kind of rage bait economy, right? And Chrissy was definitely one of the spearheads of that, right? Where you don't really explain the environment to women, especially the younger women that are listening to you. You don't describe what's really going on in the country, what's really going on in the planet. You know, Chrissy said it herself. Is that is it that the economy's bad, or is that just excuses? She said that referencing me, actually, right? So, you know, that lets you know that, and Chrissy's not dumb. And I would be surprised if she doesn't watch much of the things that I watch. It's just that she had an agenda, so it didn't matter, right? So she was part of that rage bait economy, and now black women are going to need answers more and more. Black as white folks, especially white millennials, start getting, and white older Gen Z start getting that money from their boomer ass parents and their older extra parents. As those people start to pass away, the white folks, and that wealth gap between black people and white people turned into a chasm, and black women are over here being told to be single or stay away from black men, or black men are your enemy. Black men are colorists, black men are texturists, black men are featurists. I can't do it with no blue collar black man. All these women calling black men mediocre. All of these women are going to have a lot of explaining to do. All of them, from Ebony K. Williams to Bowser to Chrissy to Yanni. Oh, the kept women of leisure to Paris Milan. That's why they're pivoting. Because black women are about to feel it. These young black, and when I say young, I'm really saying like 45-ish and younger. All of these women that were listening to Crystal and Karazin and Cynthia G, and if you don't got it like that, which most people in America don't, particularly black women, and then that wealth gap is going to become a chasm. Oh, so yeah, Chrissy the coward is going to pivot. Of course she is. Because as they look for answers, every time they put their big toe over here in the black man's room, be like, hey, what happened? What happened to Chrissy? Oh, y'all forgot about Chrissy. Wasn't Chrissy trying to give y'all answers over there and told y'all to stay away from black men? And black men are colorists and futurists and texturists? Huh? Y'all don't got nothing to say to Chrissy? Y'all don't got nothing to say to Paris Milan? Now you see Paris Milan pop up, do her little live stream. She pop up every once in a while, do her live stream and then dip off. Right? Y'all not even being honest on why black women are the fastest growing group of people that are entrepreneurs. You know what that really mean? That mean a lack of stability. That mean these white folks are driving you crazy at their jobs, or they're firing you. They're laying you off. The white dudes are laying up with you and then laying you off. And so you're forced to be entrepreneurs and then do your fake hustle bros, I guess women version of hustle bros type of culture and rhetoric. Stop. It's a lack of stability. Right? It's a lack of stability. Right? So, yeah, so Chrissy pivoting, that's yawn right there. That's duh, right? What was she gonna do? Keep on doing this forever? Now, are there women that can? Possibly. But I say like this law of diminishing returns. Yanni and Chrissy and Paris and even Cynthia G, they can only do this for so long as a generation. So they spoke for some Xers, millennials definitely, some of the older Gen Z, but then you're gonna have to pivot. You're gonna have to pivot. Because as those women get older, as some of them finally end up in relationship, it's gonna be really hard for them to listen to you. And I'm not saying they wouldn't, not for all of them. It's gonna be really hard to listen to Chrissy talk about how black men are colorist and futurist, and then some of these women are raising black sons, right? It's gonna be really hard for Crystal and Karazin to keep on talking about how black men are nothing but big D and swag when some of these black women who were married to white men are now getting divorced from white men, right? That's a hard ask, right? Some of these black women who were married to the Latino man or who were in a relationship with the Latino man for 3 and 4 years were in a situationship with the white man for 2 and 3 years, right? It's going to be really hard to keep on telling them, hey, how much better these non-black men are to black men when these women followed your advice and got their head taken off, right? So yeah, so Chrissy trying to pivot and sell out in the sunset, yeah, that's not. Paris pretty much did it already, right? Paris pretty much did that already, and I wouldn't be surprised if Yanni hurry up and get out of there too, because she kind of already is. She's just doing the celebrity gossip thing now. Yeah, that rage bait thing that they were y'all black women, y'all let these women make so much money off of your loneliness, off of your sadness, off of your horniness. Chrissy and them made so much money off of your jealousy of white women, right? They made so much money off of y'all. And now they're about to sell out in the sunset with hundreds of thousands of dollars. Switch subjects. Now they're going to be starting to talk about celebrity gossip. Now they're going to follow in Lovely T's footsteps. Just talking about current pop culture events, celebrity gossip, right? Social media gossip, right? And that doesn't mean they're not going to occasionally make the comment about how black men ain't ish. And yeah, they're still going to engage in that. Absolutely. You better believe it. But it ain't going to be what it was 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 years ago. Their audience is getting older. You could do that with the little 27-year-old that feel like she just got ripped out the frame by her black ex-boyfriend. You could rage bait her for a couple years, right? You could rage bait the black woman who feel like she keep on getting chosen over for the light skinned chick. You could do that for a little while. You could rage bait black women who never dated white men about how great white men are. And then Ole and Ostefko will be like, actually, huh? And even Ebony K. Williams will be like, actually, huh? So as your own subscribers and followers get older and have these experiences, it's going to be really difficult to keep on profiting off of them when they have the experiences that keep on punching them in the face about how wrong you are and how full of crap you are. Right? Because I said it, what, over a year ago. Chrissy and them don't got no answers for black women over there. All they know how to do is profit off of black women's misery, quite frankly. Point the point the finger right back at black men, like white racist society does. Huh, well, you look at that. Black women in white racist society aligned on it being Jermaine's fault. And yet these people think they're the moral compass of our society. Yeah. Right? And once again, thank you for the super chat. 18 letter, thank you for the super chat. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. Right? And Els Active asks, Z, did you see the vid of smart guy um um at 8 at the table? I was jumping out of my chair in support when he straight up said when he ethered the ladies about their hatred of us. Yeah, I saw it. I saw it. Shout out to BGS. I watched his coverage of it. Yeah. And we know, look, man, we already know that the black community is woman led. Um, but you're not supposed to say it. We know the black community is a matriarchy, but you're not supposed to say it. Matriarchy, if we're being kind, gynocracy, if we're being accurate, we know that. You're just not supposed to say it because saying it and then black women owning it means that they also have to own, the responsibility of where the black community is. Yeah, and that's a hard ask, right? And all the ills of the black community, ooh, right? This is why I say patriarchy under feminist specifications. And the part of patriarchy that they want to maintain and keep is the cleanup man part. Not the leadership of black men part, absolutely not. As example by the panel that I'm reviewing. No, the part where if anything goes haywire, black men fix it and clean it up. Right? Black men fix it and clean it up. For no money, probably no vagina. No thank you. I don't even think that these people even think you're deserving of, well, that's what you're supposed to do. It's just assumed. Right? Huh. So we bring up this panel because it's something important to hear women in their own voices regurgitate what we say they say. Right? Women in their own voices regurgitating what we say they say. Thank you, B-roll. Exactly. Community eunuchs. That's what the women are looking for from the masses of men, from the masses of black men in particular. These women sounded every bit as misandrous as we say they are. They are who we thought they were, calling men all type of stupid, advocating for uh matriarchy because I don't think they know the term gynocracy, but fine. Speaking about the handmaid's tale as some type of like threat if women don't align with them, right? Speaking about white men without saying their names because you can't say the name of God, right? And remember, these are the women that FD signifier, foreign man in a foreign land, Josh, Ed, and Alvin, Ed, and Eddie, Alvin and the Chipmunks, T1J, Conscious Lee, Professor Odie. These are the women that they act like they don't exist, or there's just a couple of them, just a couple, and they only exist because y'all exist. Black men. Okay, yeah, that's it. Right? We cover this because you don't know who these women are. I've said it before, and I said it not to be a scare tactic. It's not a scare tactic when I say that. I actually don't want y'all to be frightened. It is to be aware. Some of these women are teachers. Some of these women are bank tellers. Some of these women are bank managers. Some of these women are attorneys, right? Some of these women are the women that are behind the counter at the return line at Walmart or Target. They are black women, so they occupy a myriad of different occupations. Some of these women are who brings you your mail at the post office. They're bringing your mail. You're smiling. You're waving at her. Thank you. And in one ear, she's listening to Chrissy or Cynthia G. Right. So that's why I cover the things like this because shout out to Louis again. This is an example of what we're talking about. In their own private times, where they can speak to each other about whatever, this is what they're speaking to each other about. Not just how horrible men are, but how they have to snatch the reins of power from men, not to make the world a better place, but to make men feel the pain. And they really mean black men, but they're too cowardly to say, yeah, we're not really trying to harm white men because we want to be with them. Right? And Mr. Shook to you says, like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. Mr. Shook to you says, and thank you for the super chat. What are they trying to accomplish or the end game? So I don't know, right? But we can speculate. A woman-led world. This panel right here left it, they didn't leave any room for interpretation. No, it's a woman-led world. A black woman-led world in particular. They want to squeeze men out of power, push men out of any positions of power, and have a woman led world for the next few centuries at the least. I mean, they literally said it on the panel. One of the women literally said it on the panel. So they're aligning with the goal for them, I guess, is to put enough women in Congress and to have at least enough unsuspecting male allies, put enough women in position where women pretty much pull a Star Wars Palpatine move. So I guess they're just waiting for a Palpatine to find themselves as president of the US. right? Because that's what it sounds like. Like they're just trying to maneuver women in position because they did mention women in Congress, right? So maneuver women in position to pull off a Palpatine. So it's a woman-led, at least a woman-led America, and not just a black woman president. No, no, no. But as bad as that would be, it would only last 4 to 8 years. No, centuries long of woman-led, primarily probably black woman-led America, and probably women-led countries all over the world indefinitely. Once again, we're not talking about no, 4 or 5 years, depending on what nation you live in. If it's a democracy and they'll have elections, no, no, no. Prime ministers, presidents, dictators, premiers, who are all women, and then all of their Congress members or parliament are all women. All of their local officials are all women. Police chiefs, all women. Council members, all women. And these women think that that'll make the world a way safer, better place. And was not Susan Rice UN ambassador? Uh-oh. And was not Hillary Clinton Secretary of State? Uh-oh. Was there not a Golda Meir? Yikes. Was there not an Angela Merkel? Oops. Was there not a Dilma Rousseff? Uh-oh. Was there not I could go all the way back. Was there not a Catherine the Great? Yikes. It ain't looking good. Bureau said Glorilla will be Secretary of State soon. I mean, she is talking about stomping out little O's, Cheerios, with shell toes, right? It's a song, everyone. It's a song, right? Huh. So, yeah. I heard that too. And Mr. Shook to you says, one of the chicks on the panel said, see, this is why it will be a bad idea to have a woman led country. You broads keep talking over each other and ad libbing. Nothing will get done. We circulate that article. A lot of women don't know about that. What was it, business or company that woman started, and she hired nothing but women, and it went defunct. And she spoke about how the women were competing with each other on clothes, how they were always bickering with each other, how there was a bunch of infighting. We know about that in this space, right? Because women swear that they can check each other and there'll be appropriate guardrails for each other. No, y'all spend too much time blowing smoke up each other rear end. The only thing y'all will be aligned on is stepping on men, stepping on black men. Wait a minute. There's a community that does this already. Uh-oh. Huh. This is hysterical. And International Ronin says, Russian president. Look at the president of the USA rocking that fake Gucci bag. And who told her to come out of the house wearing, hey girl? We all done seen our aunts and our moms and our girl cousins and our grandmas do it. We seen it. Mid sentence while they ripping the woman a new one, and the woman gets closer. Hey girl, how you doing? And you looking up like, mama, you was just talking crap about the lady. Why you smiling in the lady face? Ah, oh man, it's funny because it's true, right? Man. Oh, Doc, it definitely gives SS vibes. We'll say it definitely gives goose stepping in the middle of Berlin vibes, right? It definitely does. 1930s Berlin, um, you know, goose stepping, SS, arms stretched out with all four fingers pointing, well, five fingers pointing in one direction vibes, we'll say. Marching in the middle of the streets of 1930s Germany vibes. Oh yes, that panel was definitely, yeah. And if I recall correctly, didn't one of the women say the gulag? And she said it in a weird way I've never heard before, right? Yeah, right. And no placeholder says, and thank you for the super chat. New York governor is an example of an excuse me, Emperor Palpatine. If we could get it out, right? Man, yeah. I'm glad Louis found this. Um, I'm not gonna say it vindicates us. We don't need anyone to vindicate us. Number one. Number two, we've been saying it, right? Number three, even if look, man, there's a part of me that like I wish I had the power to like show people what their thought process or what they advocate for, like put them in like this weird time machine where like, okay, that's what you want. Here, I gave you all the power and all the ability. Y'all give Z a second. Y'all talk amongst yourselves. And we're back. We're back. Right. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. Reckless streams, reckless streams. Um, and Mr. Z lost his train of thought. I was gonna say something good too. I forgot what it was. And just like that, I forgot what I was gonna say. Just like that, right? Oh, how it wouldn't work. Um, this, huh? This woman-led world. How would this work when, as wayward as they are, most women still want to be coupled up with men, want to have sex with men, want to have children with men, want to be in relationship with men. Maybe a situationship, some type of intimacy and connection with men, intimate connection with men. How are y'all supposed to pull enough women? And y'all were talking about 30 and 40%. Y'all didn't y'all so critical mass, right? Y'all don't need all, y'all just need a critical mass. Yeah. Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, I was saying give them the power. So yeah, if and thank you for that, PK. If I had the power to give these particular people the power and show them almost like um not Christmas past, but like the future, like a future. Okay, this is what you want. Let's play that all the way out. Let's walk this out. Let's walk this out at the 10-year mark, a decade. Let's walk this out at 50 years, 5 decades. Let's walk this out in a century. Let's walk this out in half a millennium. Let's walk out what you're saying. How would this look? right? Because you hear these women speaking and you like, the math don't even math. How is this supposed to work? Huh, man. PK says we wouldn't exist past we wouldn't exist post half century by virtue of their beliefs. I know that, but you got to show them that. Because and by the way, the more extreme of them will be like, well, that's good. Y'all ain't do what we wanted you to do anyway. See, if you would have bowed appropriately, see, and this year, when y'all rose up and y'all fought us, see, if you didn't do that, we would still be alive because if you would just have bowed and kissed the ring, then we would have just played this all the way until, until we were a multi-planetary species. Hmm. So, listening to a panel full of women, black women, celebrate a movement and actually speak about bringing that movement here, which once again, at least one of the women on the panel was married, another one was engaged, and yet they're still talking about how stupid men are. Whoever you are that's married to the woman on the panel, wow. Whoever you are who's engaged to the other woman on the panel, wow. Wow. Y'all are having sex with and y'all have children with and y'all are married to women that sound like this about men writ large, black men specifically. If you're a white man, I get it. You think that this doesn't apply to you because she's talking about black men. I get it. That's why we laugh at your ass when these black women be putting y'all through it. And then you might have to, do some unsavory things to get rid of the problem. Anyway, right? But whoever you men are who think, oh, she ain't talking about me. I'm not that type of man. She wouldn't do that to me. Okay. Right. It's fascinating listening to women speak like this and they tell you they got a husband or a boyfriend. Because men and our egos always make us think that we above it. Now she ain't talking. She'll never do that to me. Put the dick on her. Oh, all right. Mm-hmm. A few years later, man, she divorced me, man. Right? Man, every time I get a promotion, man, she always goddamn back in the child support court, man. Y'all be sounding like y'all about to cry. Yep. Huh? And one thing we know, no matter how nice black women try to play with white men and white men try to play with black women, eventually Brad's gonna Brad and Keisha's gonna Keisha. Huh? And when Keisha's and Brad feel like he got sideswiped, that's where Mr. Z comes in with his 5 chuckles. What you thought? Right? So, panel full of women talking crap, yawn, right? Panel full of women talking crap about black men, talking crap about men, calling men stupid, making very sexist, right? Misandrous comments about men, fear mongering other women about men, speaking about the matriarchy in a positive light. Okay, fine. How do you make it work? Uh-oh. How does the math? Yikes. How do you incentivize the men? You can't. How do you fear the men? Have fun with that. Wait, oh, I forgot. You can get other men to force the men to do the women's bidding. You mean kind of how the black community is now ish? How is that working for the black community? Oh, wait, it's not working. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yep, right. So, this panel was important. It was informative, um, because we said it already. So, this is the type of thing you send to your naysayer cousins. That's like, no, man. Yeah, right. But we said it. We said it. And so, all right, y'all. I'm gonna pause right here. Love, peace, and chicken grease. You know, this was, and shout out to Louis once again. Y'all check out the links in the description. This is important, right? Getting women to speak with confidence, black women to speak with confidence, speak in their own words, and have men listen. Because it's pretty much what one of the women on the panel said, right? She wanted a man or men to jump up so that women can hear it for themselves. I guess she expected men to jump on the panel and you know sound insane, be unhinged. Your bees need to just shut up and get back in the kitchen and suck some D. And I guess that's what she expected to happen. To be like, look, you see, I told y'all. No, ma'am. What really happened? Shout out to Louis. Is that we had one of our spies listening to y'all, and in actuality, you're the one who proved our point that there is a number of black women, and shout out to Sarge Willie Pete. It doesn't matter what black men do. They want black men to bow. They want a patriarchy by feminist specifications. Did you hear me, FD signifier? That is the ultimate goal, right? That is the ultimate goal. The ultimate goal is to get men to do women's bidding for nothing. We won't even say for women's presence because they're already telling you, yeah, you ain't gonna get the vagina for the most part. Anyway, we all want to huddle up on the same white men. So the goal for these black women is to transform this world into a black woman-led world, and that is the way that the world can make up for, I guess, Jim Crow and slavery and colonialism, but y'all refuse to say white. These cowards are talking all this crap, and they refuse to say white men. Definitely refuse to say white men in a way that's not flattering. They definitely refuse to say white men in a negative light. Meanwhile, most of your complaints are white men led, but y'all are too cowardly to say white men. Pathetic. And remember, y'all are the ones that are calling men stupid. You're saying men are stupid, and yet white men got you exactly where they want you. Pun intended. Huh. So on that note, y'all, we'll pause right here. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Y'all go check out other Black Manosphere content, other non-Manosphere content. Dr. Thunder should be streaming in about 30 or some odd minutes. Raj in another 2 hours. So yeah, y'all check them out. And we will pause right here. Y'all have a great rest of y'all day. Check out the links in the description. Subscribe to Louis so that he can bring y'all more of his spy content. Louis over here doing the Lord's work. Yeah. Huh. And PK says, and we'll let this be the last comment. PK says, no, no, no. Your existence is the issue. See, they appreciate that historical occurrence due to your existence, not white men's actions. And there you go. So it just reminded me of a. I actually think I have it on my um a comment a black woman made. It's actually somewhere in my Instagram of a black woman saying on social media, and she typed it in like pretty much thank you for slavery because it taught me about Jesus, right? Like in God always has a plan, and she tried to make it like this backwards weird cute way of saying like God has a plan, and so like we had to go through slavery so that we could learn and find out about white Jesus, right? Like those weren't her exact words, but that was the sentiment. So going to what PK is saying, like, yeah, if it wasn't for slavery and Jim Crow, would we get a chance to live in white people's country and have a chance to be the white man's jump off? So it all worked out in the end. Some of us actually get to marry white men. Pathetic, right? It all works out in the end, right? We get to have mixed babies from white men, and we get to, defecate on black men to their face, and then have the white authorities protect us. We couldn't do that back in Africa, right? Yeah. So on that note, y'all have a great rest of y'all day. We will pause right here. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Mr. Z out.